Okay, what a great space, right?
I know. Our new podcast is,
I wonder how the sound is from it being right there.
mm, you're right.
Move it closer. Okay, get up in here. Okay, yeah, all right. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we're recording from Frontier Tower,
Yes.
which is I'm gonna let Nima explain it.
Oh, Frontier Car, I've been learning about it. It's a vertical village. And I'm learning what is vertical village means. Instead of a village that there are different people kind of work together, change goods and collaborate, a community. It's vertical in a building, so different floors. And each floor has a topic, a different expertise, like I don't know, biotech. And each floor is self-organizing, and we are on human flourishing floor, which is, I don't know, so grateful to find this place.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect for what we are doing. The people are perfect for what we are trying to uh, create, and then everyone is so enrolled in community, building community, and yeah, just the timing of it's just so perfect.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's exciting where we keep meeting all these people just within the last, I mean, I've been working from here, what, for a week, you've been here 2 weeks, and we've met and connected with so many people who are really aligned with what we're doing, who are building community in similar spaces, who want to be a part of what we're doing or want to connect us with someone else who's doing something similar. So there's just so much like shared, like so much support here, and so much space to just like create and explore together. And then there's just also so much forward momentum that I think is happening just since we've been, that is directly connected to
Yeah.
being a part of this community here.
Yeah, I think this support itself, I think it generates a lot of energy, and it's not easy to be found there and do something with social impact in San Francisco, because in general everyone is like, okay, they're looking for how you can become a unicorn, and I feel like here getting that support that people value, we are doing something for human, we care about the community, we are all of that is just I think it's it's very valuable to be creative, to build things, to keep that momentum. And yeah, everyone's like, yeah, I can help with this. I know we're just starting, but I feel like there is so much collaboration that we can do with everyone else within the building and really create that community that we envision.
Yeah, and having it with now bringing in and starting to build our own community, having it start here and have this be such like a foundational piece of it, then we're attracting that same energy of collaboration, of support. So even if people are coming in from outside of this of the Frontier Tower community, we're both like giving people here a space, but we're inviting folks outside of that to be a part of it. And I think they'll that energy comes from here too, to then attract that sense of being able to have a safe space where I feel supported, where I know that this is taking care of who I am as a human and not just trying to sell me something or make me produce. Like it really is a reflection too of the community that we're trying to build even far beyond San Francisco and these walls.
Yeah, yeah, I think I don't know. I feel like I feel lucky and grateful to find this place.
Yeah.
Just like how a place could be so perfect for how we are, like the way want to create things, our culture and our mission, everything. There's an alignment, and so far I'm like, this is like we got lucky
Yeah.
and grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting because the topic for our event on Thursday is joy. And that's just such an emotion that I've been really feeling and sitting with lately without even though like there's a lot of sadness and anger around what's happening, especially here in the US, I know like from my perspective and what I'm doing and what we're doing, the joy is hard to even the more difficult emotions aren't overshadowing the joy. Like it still has room to exist, which is really cool.
Yeah, I feel the same, and it's interesting. I feel like I need to change my framing because I was thinking there's a space and you have like one emotion, maybe, but I feel like joy actually creates more space to feel the heaviness and sadness. Like it's
Absolutely.
not like, oh, kind of feeling both of them. It's just
Yeah.
because same thing, like I've been carrying so much heaviness with Iran and all the political things that are happening. Like it's constantly some part of me is feeling sad and grief and worry. But I feel like this joy is just making it easier to be with it and not pushing it away. It's just, yeah, it's interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah, I hadn't, obviously just said it, but I hadn't thought about just how that joy is actually helping me to manage and navigate these other really difficult, overwhelming feelings. Like it gives it's almost like joy just kind of surrounds it. And it's so funny because then as soon as I say that I'm remembering Inside Out, the movie. And I'm like, that's literally Joy's place, is in this group of all of these characters, is to be like to help bring people back to some sort of like grounding place, to some place where there is like sort of this light around even the heaviness and the sadness and how and each of the emotions in the show, and it's just so applicable to the work that we're doing too. Each of the emotions also like they are not, it's not a bad emotion or a good emotion. It's not negative or positive. It's like everyone holds takes up a space that is still like important to experience and that can show us something, or that can, because like even sadness, even the existence of sadness can help can help if you experience joy, and vice versa. So like we didn't have this sadness we were holding, joy probably wouldn't exist in the same way either. But because we have the capacity to hold these things, like they can both nurture each other.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, definitely, when I'm too much in my head, when I'm here, I don't feel a lot of emotions. So my capacity of feeling joy, happiness, love, all of them are much more shallow.
Mm-hmm.
But when I feel the sometimes sadness helps me to come back to my heart, to feel like really pause and like, oh, and then I can also feel the joy much deeper, and it's a gift, and all of them are. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I know it's easy to say, oh, all of them are a gift.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it in a way that is easy.
No.
Some emotions it's just
It's not
painful,
easy.
and we subconsciously we want to push them away. But from one level of looking at it, I when I see that, oh, this gives me access to come back to my connect to this thing,
I love that.
it kind of makes it easier to be with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. Because I mean it's not, you know, yes, it is really difficult to experience pain or these painful emotions, and but it's not the emotions themselves that are what's causing that pain, it's and that's I guess a whole nother conversation. But one thing that I thought about, or that I was like feeling as you were saying this about like it helps you to then move from your head and back into your body. And one of the exercises we're going to do during the event is starting to think about where do you feel emotions in your body, or like what does the emotion look like, what color is it, does it have a texture and a shape? And I just immediately, as you were talking about that, I was like, joy for me is sort of like this light, and it kind of shines on everything. And so even if there's sadness there, it has the glimmer. So there's like this idea of like glimmers of things, and so it has that glimmer, and it's like almost like an ocean, and then the sun that reflects on the ocean. And then my sadness, it flows. It's like it is like a river, but um but when those two things are together, like I know I can like move with it, and that's the great thing about my sadness, is that it isn't just this hard, harsh thing, it is something I can exist within. So I don't know, there's just like all these like actual images were coming to my head as you were saying that. It's really cool practice.
That's so cool. Yeah, with sadness, I feel like there's heaviness to it, which is also there's a coziness to it, even though it's uncomfortable and it's painful, but also it's I don't know, I guess just because when I'm sad, I become more compassionate with other people who are sad, and then it creates a level of love and connection. So that's what I appreciate about sadness. But yes, I enjoy. I think there for me, there's warm playfulness, light. Um, yeah, I'm very curious in the event what how it shows up for everyone else, how they can describe it. Um, yeah, and I think the main thing that I've been keep saying these days, my main goal these days is if we can help people to connect a little bit more to say how they feel, even if typically it happens once a month to tune in and so how do I feel now? It happens twice a month or once a day, then we become more compassionate. Then it's easier to feel someone else's emotion. It's easier to connect with them. That's how we feel less lonely. That's how communities get created. That's how we become more compassionate. And
Yeah, that's where love lives,
yeah,
humanity lives.
and I'm so excited for this event because we are like really going through that process of reconnecting with themselves and then listening, being able to listen to other people's emotions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it. I think there's one thing you said about this, about feeling, experiencing sadness yourself connects you with other people's, it helps with that empathy of other people's experiences and their sadness. And I think there was a point for me where the reason I started the nonprofit, You Art Alone Project, in the first place was because I was struggling myself. And like this sense of what depression felt like, of what this anxiety felt like, of the feelings I had of hopelessness and kind of this like heavy darkness and sadness, I was so deeply connected to those experiences that I was connecting with all these other people, and able to like share and hold some of that, and then vice versa. And I was really feeling that the way that we were connecting through these deep like feelings and experiences. And then over time, I went to grad school, and so I got my degree in applied psychology. And then I didn't realize it immediately, but I had shifted a little bit from like more of that feeling to like in my head of intellectualizing a lot of it, of like here's the tools, things like this. And then, gosh, almost 3 years ago now, was in just a really, really bad place. I had gotten into a really bad depressive episode, and all of a sudden, like a lot of those emotions that had been a little bit more muted for a long time, I felt them, but I was able to like flow through them pretty easily. All came back at once, and all of a sudden, I was like again feeling just so much more deeply connected to other people and to like and to be able to know that there were people who could hold that pain for me and like it really it opened me up to like recognizing that there is that is so important that we always have that in especially in when it comes to building connection and community and
Yeah, it's part of being human.
yeah.
It's some of it is joy, some of it is pain, some of it is sadness, all of it. And uh, as long as we have to embrace all of it to be fully human, there's no way to bypass it.
Yeah, and I think there's that voice in your head sometimes that says, I'm a burden if I'm putting my pain on someone else. But that is, that's not with people who have the capacity, like if you to have the capacity for it and to open your heart up to that experience with other people, it's the opposite of a burden, in a lot of ways it's a gift to be able to share that.
Yeah, yeah, because it is a gift, and it is also creates connection. Uh, and receiving it's an honor for someone to share this with. I always and it just yeah, we all I think crave connecting, and that's when we are trusted to
Yeah.
for someone to share something like this that create be vulnerable with us. It's a gift, and it feels connected, and also for the person who is being seen and heard.
It's building that safety and that belonging and
Yeah.
all the things that we need.
Yeah, I think it comes back to that, and that's why I mean, like I was also feeling very lonely couple years ago. Maybe in COVID, I was very new to LA, and it was like really feeling that loneliness, the pain of it, and yeah, it's just so dry, and it's hard to feel like I share because it does feel like a burden, but I think that not having that belonging, not having that holding. When I had friends and people, a community that I feel I belong, I feel I that quality of holding, it's just so natural. It is part of connecting, and it's a gift, as you said, because it creates strength in our connection, but creating that it requires what we are talking about to connect to our emotion, to listen to other people, the safety, trust, so much goes into it. But I generally think this is the biggest problem in North America, specifically US. After living in South America a couple of years, I think this is like the core problem here in US.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. I think people are feeling that this is missing, but not necessarily, there's a mix, I'm sure, but a lot of people are seeking out these opportunities to connect deeper, to connect with each other. They're looking, they're searching. They want to understand themselves. They want to understand emotions, and that's what we're seeing, with what we're building here. And that actually gives me a lot of hope, that
Yeah.
as the more that we can create intentional spaces that help people to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is very helpful. It's just it's a few years that anyone who's building community, I keep telling them this is the most meaningful that one person can do
Yeah.
to create connection and people. And I'm so grateful that you're doing it now because I'm like nothing can be more meaningful than this to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we both realize that this is this is the type of thing that gives us energy. It's being a part of creating something like this and being a part, just honestly just being a part of it. And community, anytime I feel this sense of community, that's what gives me the strength and courage and energy and just joy and love. That's where I feel really held and safe. And so yeah, it's special to be able to then provide some of that for other people too.
Yeah.
Like lucky, I think grateful is the word to use. It's like it really is such a, yeah, it just, I feel it. I do.
Yeah, these days, I think maybe I shared last time. Uh, happens many times that I talk to people like if you had, I don't know, $1 billion, what would you do? And I keep remembering, wow, I would do exactly what I do right now. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
so good.
True. I mean, I would have more resources to do
Yeah.
it, but otherwise,
I was thinking, I was thinking I wouldn't be as nervous because we're doing this. I'm like, oh, is there gonna be a viable business? All of that.
yeah.
But aside from that part, if that part of it was solved, I would. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this the rest of my life.
Yeah, so by the way, if we had $1 billion, this is what we'd do. So, if anyone wants to give us $1 billion, we will keep going. That's for sure.
Yeah. Regardless, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I have no idea how long we've been talking.
Yeah. What is what else is on your mind these days?
I mean, I think this is such a, yeah, this is like this week. This is our focus. But I think having this alignment and feeling this excitement around this also just carries through in all these other areas or these other things that are going on in my life. Like as I'm connecting with this, I'm also connecting more with yoga and like finding that practice again and feeling how everything is like woven together. And now instead of that feeling like incongruence where I'm being pulled in like different directions, now I feel like things are flowing a bit more. So it's good.
Yeah, that's so important to have a work that is so engaging,
Yeah.
that creates energy. It's talking of engaging. I think I shared it in our team meeting last week because I was working with someone about engagement, how like a manager, how it should. Then I figured I was so busy, and as a founder, we are working on this event and the B2B, and I haven't gotten to have like connect to the data science team. And yeah, I think that's also something that I'm trying to figure out how to, going back to one of the first founders' problems, manage the time to also work with people,
Yeah.
this team, and then do this other thing, and then do the event.
Yeah.
And not feel guilty about not doing them very well.
Yeah. I mean, I think I hear that. I've felt that a bit too. What what seems to be helping, which I think could really work in this sense as well, is having, and maybe I think you and I get in such these like really good flows that ideas get generated, plans get made, and we are working so closely together that we are just honestly getting shit done. And so, but I think you and I both could do a better job of bringing in team members, even if it's not directly related to data science, like bringing them in on this event. Like there probably were better, more ways we could have brought them in as we were planning this. And obviously there's different interests and stuff like this, but I do think everyone wants to, we have such a special team of people who are so just driven by this work that we're doing and our purpose here, that honestly is they do want to do work that energizes them, but they really really want to see this thing they want to see the whole thing. And so, yeah, I think when it comes to this event specifically, we probably could have done a better job of involving the entire team because everyone is so excited every time something new is happening, and people are, I mean, every team call we have, there's, oh, I'd love to connect with you on that, or like, that's so cool, let's work together on that. There's so much of that happening naturally, so I think we just need to be the drivers of that even more.
Yeah, yeah, more including because I think it's a very also important part of our work to do it as a team.
Yeah.
It's just
We have such, I mean, talented, smart, but also everyone has these unique perspectives, and it's so valuable.
and everyone is so kind and caring
Okay.
and
Yeah, yeah. It's really, we really have such a special team.
yeah, I think it's one of the most important. I think that's also one of the things that brings joy to see like, oh,
Yeah,
like we are creating this with these
yeah.
people
To be able to share it. Yeah,
and co-creating it with them. And yeah, I think for events, hopefully a few of them are gonna be here. This is gonna be the first time doing actual thing together. And I was sharing in our meeting today, planning that yes, we've been building things, but this is the first moment that you're actually having an impact because people are coming to this event and through that they connect to their emotion and they're leaving, taking away something. And that thing is being more connected to themselves, being more connected to other people, and having some skills that they were going to take away, hopefully, with them. So it's very important that, okay, this is the actual impact, like you're touching some people's.
yeah. You can just build, but
Yeah.
and like build. I mean, we're not even doing this. The purpose of the event is not to build traction on the app, or to get downloads. The purpose is this community, because that's when we think about building, we're that's the biggest, I mean, that's our driving,
Yeah.
that's our North Star.
Yeah, co-creating community. Yeah, I think that the rest of it there is a level of trust that we will figure out what the rest of it from there.
Yeah, I mean, again, we're humans, and so what can we do to support humans?
Yeah, and I also am very excited to learn more because I haven't done it. I know you've done a bunch of this in nonprofit work and this, but most of my work have been like, group coaching, which is a small group. Like I always cap it to 8 people max. But also it's like a specific structure. I mean, that thing was completely outside my comfort zone 2 years ago, but now I'm comfortable with having a group of 8 people. But now this like a larger event in person. Now this is again my outside my comfort zone, but I, of course, there is some nervousness, but it's small, and the excitement and all of it, and it's so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's a growing edge.
They like weirdly jump to me on the screen. Yeah, yeah, but and there's nothing. I want to make sure. It's gonna be hectic. We're probably gonna be like running around, making sure everything's going well. But take it in, because there's gonna be nothing like this first event. It's never gonna be the same in like totally fine ways. It's gonna continue growing. We're gonna continue evolving. But the first event is gonna be, yeah. I mean, we had a virtual event and we felt some of that, but this, yeah. Make sure you take it in, because it will never
Oh,
be like this again.
that's such a good feedback. Thanks for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. Thanks. All right.
Yeah. Should we do acknowledgement?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let me acknowledge you first. That's okay. I want to acknowledge you for your heart. Like I can see so much of your compassion and care and heart as you're building doing this event, and I can see that part is um I mean it shows up in your eyes, the excitement, but I can see it like it's so clear, it's vibrant.
Thank you. I feel acknowledged. It's yeah, that's I know I'm not supposed to say anything back to your acknowledgement, but I think that's one thing, like this idea of these acknowledgements, being able to say in another person, like that this is radiating out of you, like, to receive that is such a, I mean, I just, yeah, I don't even have the words to express that, but yeah, I definitely feel acknowledged. Thank you. And I, I've, I will forever acknowledge you for your heart as well. In this specifically right now, I want to acknowledge you though for your the way that you are so intentional about making sure like that every perspective is given the care that it needs when it comes to planning, when it comes to creating, when it comes to even some like some of the what seems like small things like that there is not just well this is how we're going to do it. There's thought and care that goes into well what if someone what if this happens during that? Or what about if someone is experiencing it this way? There's just so much of that happening, and I can see that you can take that zoomed out view and you can see everything and bring it to whatever the conversation is or the problem we're trying to solve. And that's such a that is so powerful in so many ways. And it's been yeah, I love witnessing it.
Thanks, thanks. I feel acknowledged. It is interesting. I didn't know that. It's nice to hear from someone else. And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. All
It is really cool.
right.
We hope to see everyone at the event. Right?
Yeah.
See you there. It's on Thursday, the 28th, and I think we lost some light here. So if you're watching the video, it might have gotten a little weird. But yeah, it's on Thursday. We're gonna spend the night, an evening, just really, really looking inside, taking ourselves from here, from in our heads, this thinking space, to really being and doing it together.
Hey, I'm excited.
Thanks.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Val.